Hey everybody, it's me, Jason. Just recording this little video, which is just in this case a video screen capture. I'm using Snagit, which is a tool that is much less powerful than Camtasia and a little bit more flexible than Jing. Those are all TechSmith products. I'll include the link to their website if you want to check that stuff out. We have access to all of this stuff through COD for free. I mean, there's limited licenses, but I understand that there's a number still available. But anyway, this is the kind of video that I might do, throughout an online or a hybrid course. Sometimes I'll just do like a webcam video with my face. Other times I'll do more of a screen capture like this in cases where I'd want to be, clicking through menu items or that kind of a thing. Or in other, I guess, rarer cases, I might use Camtasia, which would allow me to capture both my face through the webcam, the screen or screens that I might be looking at, and then to produce the video with a little more effects built in, like zooming into certain parts, highlighting certain pieces of the video and that kind of stuff. But I'm keeping it relatively simple here. Just practically, operationally, what any of these programs do is just produce a video file. And so Blackboard, I still find, doesn't work too well with those. You could take a file and load it in as a content item, but it plays on some computers but not others, and it just is a little bit unpredictable. So I've liked using my YouTube account, so another Google product. So you need an account, it's free. You sign yourself in, and then you upload the video file to YouTube. And the nice thing about that is it lets you embed those videos directly into Blackboard. So what you're seeing is obviously the blank announcement in my video, but you'll be watching the video in the announcements area. So I like being able to go in here and then calling this whatever I'm going to call it, whatever it might be. And of course you can type text, you could put images in, attach files, and that kind of thing. You can, like I said, try to embed that media, but I've never found it works very well as far as trying to get videos and things like that to show up. But YouTube provides you with the HTML code, and you don't have to know HTML. All you have to know is how to copy and paste, which most of us do. If I jump into my YouTube account, and obviously I don't have this video completed yet, so just ignore all the usual YouTube junk. I'm just going to go to one of my videos here. Let's pick one. Let's see. Let's do one of these recent ones. Now you have video within video. Weird. What it'll give you is the share option. And you could just provide a link to it, but I like using this embed option. I don't want other suggested videos. You can customize the size, right? Something along those lines. And then all you want to do is take that code and then paste it into the HTML box. And if I did that, then that video would show up directly in Blackboard. So those are the steps I'm going to do to get this one to show up so that you can watch it directly in Blackboard. It's pretty seamless. It may seem like fiddling with YouTube is a lot of extra stuff going on, but the workflow is pretty efficient once you get used to it. Okay, so back to our course though. Obviously we talked about a number of things. We looked at our syllabus. We looked at the units. Again, just because of our compressed time frame, we're getting into both units 1 and 2. Unit 1, largely that introduction kind of a unit that you'd probably want, even in the hybrid format, so that people are getting comfortable or acclimated to the online portion of the course, and introducing themselves again so that they have a kind of online presence, just like they do almost by default in the classroom. 2 parts of this then, building your homepage and doing the discussion board. The reading, I hope that you'll do, but then we'll combine a discussion of that indirectly or otherwise, with discussion from, or discussion of readings from the Unit 2 material as well. And then, of course, we'll spend time in our face-to-face meeting kind of reviewing some of this stuff. We probably won't spend a lot of time with the introduction since that's pretty straightforward. But Unit 2 really does get us into the content of our class. So we'll spend some time looking at that. In fact, a lot of it is really designed for in-class use. So one of the things that we begin to see is the way that you can use the online platform in your face-to-face classes. So it's not like everything we see in an online unit or in a unit online is actually stuff that only students will interact with online. We may actually do some of this, and certainly will do some of this part in our next class meeting. So if you don't see a lot of like instructions as far as, you know, what am I supposed to look at here, maybe nothing. I mean, maybe this is largely for our own use within the class. Obviously, the discussion board you'll be doing online, and then the readings for really Unit 3 that you're doing. So you're doing the readings for 1 and 2 that we'll talk about as part of our discussion when we meet again for Unit 3. Again, calling them weeks, which I had done a long time ago, creates all kinds of problems, since in this case I'd have to rename or renumber things so that next week, week 2, we'd be in week 2 or week 3, or I'd have 2 weeks here, or it just doesn't work very well. Having them units or modules or whatever you want to call them makes it a lot more flexible. So again, this is more or less just an example of a kind of video announcement that I might do in a class, in this case the screen capture style as opposed to just my face talking with students. And again, not really introducing a lot of new information, but just being present in this environment for students and kind of walking through things that we have already talked about. So just repeating and reiterating things that we've already looked at, especially up front in a course like ours, or really just a hybrid course. That kind of repetition or redundancy, I think you'd want to err on the side of maybe too much of that rather than too little, and hoping that something you mentioned offhand in class, students will remember to apply in the online space. So lots more to talk about for sure. And if you have any questions, especially about these video things in terms of how-tos, by all means bring those questions for our discussion next Monday.